So, in a way, this makes my job easier. We've got two signings that I wanted to go over, as well as two trades, although realistically, I don't want to spend 2.5 minutes only on each topic, so we're going to split this up. We're going to make a video on the signings, we're going to make a video on the trades, and then continue to react and respond to NHL news afterwards. Let's talk about the Dallas Stars and the Detroit Red Wings, two teams that have a very particular history against one another, and two teams whose fans don't necessarily get along all too well. Because both of these teams had pretty interesting signings today. First, Antti Tuomisto out of the Detroit Red Wings organization has received a 1-year extension. Now, the Wings did not go out there and specify where that dollar amount is going to be, but if we assume Tuomisto, the player he is, and we try to take a look at the body of work he has had, it's kind of obvious. Yeah, it's not going to be a lot. He's not going to get paid $1 million. He's probably going to be in a two-way contract. He's probably going to be making somewhere $700,000, $800,000. It's fine. And as one of the top replies by the Grindline guys go out there and say, yeah, he's a great guy in Grand Rapids, but he's a bit too slow for the National Hockey League. Let's dive into the profile here for Antti Tuomisto, a big right-handed defenseman, 6'5", 205, 24 years old, initially a second-round draft pick by the Red Wings in the 2019 NHL Draft. You can see some of the scouting reports from back in the day. 6 years ago, he had a cannon of a point shot with both accuracy and power, not to mention smooth hands. When Tuomisto is on his game, he makes a good first pass with good accuracy, and he displays powerful strides and is hard to knock off the puck. Back in that 2018-19 season, you can see that Tuomisto was ranked to go roughly in the late second, early third-ish range. McKeen's had him at 44, McKenzie at 53, future considerations had him at 70, and Elite Prospects had him at 86, but he ultimately went 35th. So Stevie Y and the Wings ended up swinging a little bit early on Tuomisto, and considering how that 2019 draft ended up going for the Detroit Red Wings, the fact that they got Moritz Seider with the 6th overall pick, and they followed it up shortly after by getting Tuomisto in the second round, you could see the vision that Yzerman, the newly hired Yzerman, by the way, in this time frame, was having for this Red Wings squad. They wanted big, right-handed D. And for Tuomisto, I mean, he was drafted out of the Porin Assat junior team, was very productive over there, was even more productive the season after, spent 2 seasons with the University of Denver Pioneers, went back over to TPS Turku in the Liga, had a 20-point season in 60 games played, and then suited up in 2 straight seasons for the Griffins. His progression has been slow, but it has been steady. He went from the Junior League in Finland to the NCAA, back to Finland for the Pro League, before suiting up in the AHL/ECHL, and then becoming, I believe he was the Grand Rapids Griffins' top scorer on defense. Let's just refresh the page here and see if that's the case. Yeah, there you go. Top defenseman in points for the Detroit Red Wings AHL affiliate. And 7th overall in totality. He outscored Shai Buyam, Brogan Rafferty, William Wallinder, and a whole bunch of other guys there too. So Antti Tuomisto, I mean, he might not necessarily be an NHL player anytime soon, considering his foot speed, but as a big hulking D-man who can produce points and who can just play some stable hockey in the AHL system, this is a fairly good guy to bring back. Even if it's only 1 year long, the guy is 24 years old. He will continue to develop and, I don't know, maybe get an NHL game here or there. If he is the most productive guy in Grand Rapids, then you would assume he's one of the first call-ups, although, to be frank, I don't know if it's going to stay that way with the arrival and inevitable prosperity of Axel Sandin Pellikka. But Antti Tuomisto, congrats to him for getting yet another year with the Detroit Red Wings organization, even if it might just be in a Grand Rapids Griffins capacity. Now, let's talk about yet another player who plays on a team that starts with D, who ended up getting a contract. It's a lot more of a flashy name. The Dallas Stars announced that Jamie Benn, forever a Star. We have signed Captain Jamie Benn to a 1-year contract extension through the 25-26 season. And included is a very nice graphic of Benn, assuming from last year, and then another graphic of him from one of his earlier seasons. It's 1 year, $1 million AAV. That's crazy. I mean, you take a look at some of the value here. Congrats, guys, Bench Rate says. 1 more year for the captain who contributes a ton on and off the ice. Yeah, on the ice like his headshots. Okay, I know we have Red Wings fans watching this video, so y'all are gonna get ticked off with the fact that we are even acknowledging or giving praises to Jamie Benn. But this is ridiculous. I mean, the guy had himself such a big cap hit. $9.5 million a year for the most recent 8 seasons. And now he's going from this, which was absolutely huge, to $1 million by 1 year. Talk about a hometown discount for a guy whose hometown isn't even Dallas. But I guess you can say, all right, well, 9.5 multiplied by 8. What is the math on that? 9.5 multi 8, that's $76 million. The guy just came off of a $76 million contract. His estimated career NHL earnings is $100 million already. He can live with just making $1 million over the next calendar year, especially if he's a part of a team as successful as the Dallas Stars. Jamie Benn got that $9.5 million contract because he won the Art Ross all those years ago with a whopping 89 points in 82 games played. Yeah, the NHL was in a pretty different time in this stint. You can see that, oh no, this was the previous year. Excuse me, Jamie Benn won the Art Ross the season beforehand with 87 points in 82 games. That's even worse. He was second overall in league scoring the year after. So there was a time around 9-10 years ago when Jamie Benn was legitimately one of the best players in the NHL when it came to producing points. Him and Seguin would be consistent fantasy players, and Jamie would inevitably kind of fizzle out with a few injury struggles here and there, but he still was able to bounce back to a decently significant capacity, scoring 78 points in 22-23. The years after, he would consistently play more games, but the most recent season only saw him put up 49 points in 80 games there. He also had only 3 points in 18 games as the Stars went to the playoffs and made the third round one more time. Jamie Benn, as much as you may like him or hate him, is an effective hockey player, and at $1 million, this is a very, very good profile for a guy who's only making that amount of money. In this cap world where the cap is going up so much, if you're able to get a 50-point winger who happens to be your captain, displays the leadership with the Dallas Stars that he does, then this is totally a slam dunk of a contract to sign if he's willing to take $1 million for 1 year. And then next year you can evaluate one more time, is the team competitive enough for Benn? Is he willing to take enough of a discount for the Dallas Stars? If the team is still continuing to truck along and make playoff rounds and hopefully, I don't know if I say hopefully, but for their sake, hopefully make it past the third round this time, then maybe Jamie Benn decides to stick around and sign again next year for another $1 million. This is the old LeBron James strategy. Just sign 1 year deals over 1 year deals over 1 year deals. See how you feel after every consecutive contract. So with that in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Yeah, this is why I didn't want to add the trades into this video too. 4 minutes on Antti Tuomisto, 4.5 minutes on Jamie Benn. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about these 2 contract signings by the Red Wings and the Stars. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.